Hello everyone and welcome to Long's Toys. Today we are taking a look at the first in the KishiRyu series, DX KishiRyuOh. I know that's a little bit difficult to say, at least I keep getting tongue twisted on these. So KishiRyu is what they call the individual dinosaurs, and then because this guy is the king, KishiRyuOh. So there you go. It is basically the T-Rex mecha that can become the T-Rex and a robot in its own right. Very similar to what we've seen previously in, say, Go Busters, for example. Of course, it has interconnectability with the other mecha as well, which we'll see in later videos. But for right now, this is just KishiRyuOh, and it is just the T-Rex that has its individual robot mode. But looks really, really cool. This whole line, as far as the mecha are concerned, have kind of a Lego mentality going on here, where they have lots of different connection ports, and you can do all kinds of crazy combinations. They suggest a few. You can do your own, whatever you can think of or dream up, as long as the connection ports are there. It's almost kind of like Japan adopting the Zord builder mentality in some fashion. So that's neat. It's interesting to see. Should lead to a lot of crazy play patterns and just a lot of fun in general. So here is the front of the box. You can see we have a little picture of the T-Rex mode. Obviously the robot mode is featured most prominently. Does come with another red Ryusoulger right here. Over here on the side advertises the blue and pink mecha, which we will see later on. And that is kind of the standard combination for the three of them, which of course we will see eventually. And then over here on the side just kind of shows you how you can use it with the changer and the sword. And then again, just shows the Ryusoulger and how it becomes the head of the mecha as well. And then on the back here, I'll angle the camera up slightly. You can see again the T-Rex mode, the robot mode. And then it kind of just shows you the play pattern here with all of the connection ports and how you can connect them and do all kinds of crazy stuff. Has a couple combination possibilities here for you. And then, of course, it's advertising the other two and lots of different possibilities with them as well. So definitely a lot of fun going on here. And I think there's going to be a lot of crazy fan-made modes that we'll see online, hopefully. Just people having fun, you know, doing crazy things. It also kind of reminds me a little bit of Mugenbein, the way that all those connection ports were the same, and the more you connected and collected, you could make giant crazy things. So I think there's going to be a lot of that kind of stuff going on with this line, so it should be a lot of fun. I'm going to go ahead and get everything out of the box here, and we'll take a closer look. So this is everything as it comes in the box. You have the T-Rex head with some nice green paint there for the eye. Can open and close. One little click. You have a giant T-Rex tail. One solid piece, but you can see it's got connectors here, here, and here. You've got this kind of long brick. It's actually 4 separate connectors. 2 are guns, 2 are drills, and the guns do have the ability to move up and down. And you can see they have connectors here, here, and here. So definitely a lot of possibilities with these. The drill ones don't really do much. They don't turn or spin or anything. So but they have the same amount of connectors as the gun ones. So in the packaging, they just come in one long line like this. You also have these 2 T-Rex feet. I'm not really sure why these come separately. It must have just been a fitting them in the box kind of thing. Easier to have you attach these after you take it out of the box, because I don't really see any reason they would need to come off, and it's not like they have crazy connectors or anything either. So I don't know, maybe there's a future combination where you'll have to take these off. I really don't know. Time will tell. Here is the red Ryusoulger. We'll take a closer look at this in a minute, and I'll compare it to the one from the changer. And then, of course, here you have the main body portion. So I will pan this up. You have some really nice gold paint here. Nice red metallic paint on the arm. A little silver paint as well. All this paint here on the front is nice. And then you have big robot feet, and they have connectors on the bottom. You have connectors in there, connectors on the shins, connectors in the crotch, connectors on the arm. Here, here, here. Connectors back here on the top. So I mean, there's all kinds of crazy stuff you can do. But yeah, the first thing we'll do is we'll go ahead and we'll pop on these T-Rex feet. So if you're looking at it like this, you want, this is going to be the right one. So you just slide it in here, and there's kind of like a little track. You can see that there's like a little track there, so you can only put it in the one way. And you just slide that in, you'll hear a click, and then you're done. And you never have to worry about them again. So once you pop those in, you're good to go. You have your T-Rex feet. You can see little T-Rex hands here on the side. Some nice silver paint here on the back. This button is going to be a release later on. When you bring the legs down, they lock into place. Hold this down, and that will release it. So you can click it back into place for the robot mode. So let's go ahead. First, we'll take a look at the Ryusouls. Alright, so here are the two red Ryusouls. Can you tell which one is which? I'll give you a second to guess. This is the one that came with the changer, and this is the one that came with KishiRyuOh. This one I feel like it's a little bit lighter red in general, and I feel like the sticker's a little brighter, but it's very minuscule. Otherwise, they are exactly the same as far as paint scheme and design and everything like that. But if you take a look at the two rail pieces, you can see here that the one that came with the changer is B001, and this is B002. And you'll also notice that the rail system is different. So this is the same, but there's an extra nub right here on B002. So that's interesting. I'm going to go ahead, put this one off to the side, and then I will bring in the changer, and we'll see if this makes any different sounds. So nothing new there. Calls Tiramigo, same as the other one. So this is not any different in the changer. But if we bring the sword in, go ahead and open this up. So it says red, just like the other one did. Still your generic slash sound, but if you hold the button down, it says Ryusoulger. So that's different. The other one just kind of had a generic, or not a generic, but it had a phrase talking about red. This one's specifically talking about Gatai, which is the combination of the mecha. So that's pretty cool. I think it's neat that because it has that extra little nubbin in the rail piece, you get a different sound here. Now, all the other sounds, I've already tried it, are exactly the same as red when you open and close it multiple times for the attack. All that's the same. The only thing that's different is when you hold the button down. So, this one talks about Gatai. And just to reiterate, I'll show you, this is the one from the changer. So it talks about the red Ryusoul as opposed to the Gatai that this one talks about. So I think that's pretty cool. I appreciate that even though you have two Ryusouls that look pretty much identical, they do give you different sounds in the sword. Alright, so we have all our pieces here. We're going to go ahead and do the Tiramigo configuration first. So the first thing you can do is go ahead and swing these legs down like I mentioned previously. And then boom, you pretty much have that going. You're going to bring these all the way around like this so that the top of the gun is kind of pointing straight up. So like that. Then this whole section here, you can see, will spin around like that. And that way it has the guns pointing straight forward. So you can see that's pretty much already most of your T-Rex there with the T-Rex feet and little T-Rex hands. You take your T-Rex head, you can see the connectors there. We'll peg into this connection right here. Very simple. Then you have this connection here on the back. Gonna plug the tail in there. Very simple. So there you go. That's most of your T-Rex. Again, mouth can open and close. Then you're gonna take these and you're gonna just kind of put them around So these you can go ahead and plug in to this section here. And it really doesn't matter if you, whoops, make sure they're plugged in all the way. If you like them like this, or if you'd rather take them and turn them like this. I mean, that's the beauty of this whole thing. You can customize it however you like it. I kind of like them turned a little bit to the side like that, so I'm just going to leave them like that. And then it has you come to the back and plug in one of the cannons up here. And then it has you plug the other one in facing the back right there. So there you go. There is Teremigo. Looking pretty cool. He's got tons of guns. He's got these guns here, 2 guns right here, more guns back there. He's got some drills. And the cool thing is, I really wish you could fit the Ryusoulger in here, in this, but because it's meant to fit the other way, I mean, you can kind of sit it like there and he'll rest. But the cool thing is, because they have those connections on the feet, you can plug them in. So they're like Lego minifigures. You can plug them in anywhere there's connection ports. So you could plug them in there. You could come around if you really wanted to. You could plug them in on the side. Now, they don't connect as strongly as like the other pieces do. So they'll kind of hang, but you can see that they're a little loose. So they work better when you're just kind of putting them on top and using gravity to keep them in place. But it is possible to plug them into the side. It looks ridiculous, but you can go ahead and do it. So I think that's cool. You could plug him in up here and he will stay a little bit better. But, oops, and now he's fallen again. He seems to plug in the best right there. I don't really know why that would make a difference. I guess just because these pegs, are these pegs longer? I'm not sure. Either way, he seems to plug in the best right there. So I appreciate the fact that, you know, these can also connect with the gimmick because it just gives you more playability. Alright, so now we'll go ahead and transform him into the full-on robot mode. Going to start by disconnecting all of these little extra pieces. Put them off to the side. And we're going to disconnect the tail as well. So we're going to go ahead and press that button underneath for the release so that we can bring the arms. Actually, you know what? Before we do that, we have to spin this back around. Now we can hit the release and bring those legs back up. Very simple. Bring your arms down. Pretty much leave the T-Rex head there on the chest. Going to initially take this and you can plug it into the back. There's a connection port right there. So plug this in right here. And that's a nice storage on the back. And then you can take the drill pieces and go ahead and plug them in up here. And again, I like them to face like this, but if you want them to face like this, or technically I think you could even have them peg forward like that. However you want it. I mean, this is just kind of what the directions show, but it's completely customizable, which is a really big part of this whole playpoint. So we're going to go ahead, take this, plug these onto the arms. So you got some arm cannons. And then we're going to take our Ryusoulger and slide that right in the top. And there you go. We have KishiRyuOh. Now, pretty much standard Sentai movement in the arms. That's really it. He doesn't have any kind of elbows or waist or anything else really as far as posability. It's pretty much par for the course for Sentai though. So if you don't like that, then you probably don't buy Sentai as it is. If you buy Sentai, you're probably used to it. But the cool thing is you can do lots of crazy different configurations. So we can take these off. And these are just two of the ones that the directions show. Take this off. They have you plug this up here. Take these. Put these all together. Take the T-Rex head off. I think this goes like this. This has to plug in down here. And I think you're just supposed to use 3 of them. There we go. So you could put this one back on the arm or back on the shoulder, wherever you prefer. And then you have this crazy long T-Rex arm, which he can use kind of like a grabbing claw, which is kind of cool. And then he has the crazy long tail up here. So that's pretty neat. I really like this configuration. You can customize it again. So if you want to take this and say, for example, leave this on the back and just give him, oops, this part popped off. Just give him the T-Rex claw. You could certainly do that. You could customize it even further and just connect this and leave these back on here. Something like that, and just give him the claw. Another official configuration that they show. Pop this back on here. Take this off. Bring this around. Connect this on here, and then connect this back on here. And now you kind of have, oh, I'm sorry, I connected this wrong. It should be like this. Again, it doesn't matter. These are a couple of ones that the directions suggest. So that's kind of like a sword arm. Oh, I broke it off again. Come on now. Come on, buddy. There you go. So you could give him like a crazy tail sword arm. The possibilities really are endless. Whatever you can come up with, whatever crazy combination you can do it. It's there. Yeah, I think it's really fun. I think it's really neat, all of the different possibilities because of all the different connectable pieces. So I think that's really cool, and I'm really, really enjoying this mecha. Another thing I wanted to show off real quick is that any of the Ryusouls will fit in here. So if we take this one out, put in the other red one, I know you can hardly tell the difference, but we'll go ahead and put in the promotional one. Now he's got a crazy, angry red fire head. Orange, rather, I guess. And then we can put in the light gray one. That's kind of a generic knight helmet head, but I think that's kind of cool. I like that too. So I just think that's fun. You can interchange all of the different Ryusouls. So as long as there's a head on the back, you can go ahead and plug it in very easily, and they all fit. So this guy's a ton of fun. This new play pattern with the Lego style connections just gives you a ton of possibilities. The more mecha you collect, you'll be able to connect and make even more crazy possibilities. So this is definitely going to be a really fun line to go all in on, because there's just going to be so many different random things you can do with this. At the end of the show, it should be possible to connect everything. At least I'm hoping, fingers crossed. We haven't had a giant crazy combination since G12 formation. So I think it would be really fun to have something like that again. And the fact that this guy has so many different connection ports makes me think that something like that should be possible. Even if you can't use every piece, you could at least connect something from every mecha to this guy. I mean, I don't know what it would weigh or how well it would stay together at the end, but something like that should theoretically be possible. So it gives me hope for this line. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. The T-Rex mode looks good. The robot mode looks good. And then there's going to be even more possibilities when we get into the blue and pink mecha, which we should be doing shortly. So I definitely recommend picking this up. I don't really have too much to complain about. I think it's really fun. I love that the Ryusouls can pop in as the head. I think that's going to give you a lot more customizable options. So many different Ryusouls you can pop in as different heads. Now, to be fair, I don't know if all the light gray ones will look the same. Only time will tell with that. But it still gives you a lot of possibilities, and I think that's the name of the game for this line. It's just the possibilities are crazy when it comes to different configurations. So let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Please like, share, comment, subscribe. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. And as always, thank you guys so much for watching.